Hello, thanks for tuning in. Today's video is going to be about uh, creating merch for the Sun Dragon website and art studio. We recently bought a heat transfer machine, and I've been playing around with it, testing it out, trying different companies that print heat transfers, and I think we settled on a couple of them. But this video is just going to be a process video of printing out our samples, one sample for now. And these shirts and other merch will be available on our Etsy shop at Sun Dragon Art. So that's up and actually live now as we speak. So you can check that out. And we'll be creating more videos of other merch and other items that are going to be for sale on the site. But I thought it would be fun to show like a behind the scenes process of how these items are being made. So this is our first shirt being printed. Thank you for watching. So this is the design process of each logo we create for the Sun Dragon merch. We work on it. My wife helps me out with working on it on Adobe Illustrator. First, I create the logo actually, the idea sometimes on Procreate on my iPad. But when it comes down to using fonts, cleaning up the fonts, and incorporating the logo, it comes out a lot better on the computer. And then we ship it out to a heat transfer company that we've chosen. We've tried to use a couple for samples, and they send it out on a bulk sheet, like as you see here. And this is just a sample sheet. We didn't want to order too much of the same logo because we wanted to test out their quality. But since it's on a sheet, I'm cutting out each one separately, like so. Being careful not to cut through the other logos there. But yeah, it's just a process of cutting out each one. But for now, those are future designs that we will be printing. But wanted to focus on this one straight logo design with just the font and the logo incorporated in the words Sun Dragon. So yeah, this is our first time using our heat transfer machine that we decided to buy and use ourselves instead of just ordering a bunch through a company. We thought it would be kind of more cost effective to use our own machine. So it was kind of tricky because they weren't really specific on how much heat we should set it at, like the settings for each type of heat transfer. So we kind of had to mess around with it a little bit and figure out the temperature. And there's even a setting for different amounts of pressure per pound. That was kind of tricky. But I used to actually do silk screening back in the day. So placing the shirt on the pad here was kind of familiar to me, and placing the logo on there, making sure it's straight, kind of brought back some memories. But that machine, that heat transfer machine, you can also purchase little guides there like that to kind of measure up to the collar to give you an idea of how much space should be in between the collar and the actual logo. And a kind of rule of thumb was always kind of 4 to 5 fingers down from the collar was kind of like the sweet spot for the placement. So I kind of went by that and just kind of making sure that the logo is straight there. But next time I'm actually going to try to maybe just, they have special heat transfer tape that you can tape it down and keep it in place when you're do the heat transfer itself. But yeah, just making sure it's straight, especially for this type of design. It's a straight vertical type of logo. So yeah, just double checking and triple checking that it is as straight as can be, placement, space wise, and yeah, just making sure that it's in the right spot as best as I can, and just getting ready to do the actual transfer itself with the heat. And it's pretty easy to slide in and out of the area where the press is going to be set down onto the shirt, and it only takes a few seconds actually. But they say it's good to press it a couple of times just to make sure it's in there. And yeah, that was the first press, and they say to kind of put a little pressure on there to make sure it's down actually on the shirt. Just removing it kind of carefully. I should have maybe given it some extra time to cool down, but yeah, being this was my first time, I was just being super careful with pulling off the the backing while it was super hot. Didn't want to like pull off the whole design. Yeah, it comes with a special fabric that you can put on top of it for the second press to really make sure it's on there. And it's a process, but it's a lot easier than doing silk screen and a lot cleaner as well. You don't have to worry about the couple of hours of setup to actually make a silk screen, and have the different types of paint, and being able to dispose of all the chemicals properly. I think this process is a lot easier and cleaner and more environmentally friendly, I would say. But yeah, I'm really happy how this sample turned out. I think I'll be a lot more efficient when as I use the machine more often. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good for the first sample. And this is the finished product, kind of a close-up look on it after I let it cool down a little bit. You can see that the design is really in there, and it feels as soft as as an actual silk screen print too. So I'm really happy with the quality of the silk screen image itself. I mean the heat transfer image is just like a silk screen image, so I'm really happy with it. So this is the finished product of the first official Sun Dragon t-shirt merch. And for our first print, I think it turned out pretty good. Feels good. Feels like it's soft and actually inside the fabric. And some of those heat transfers are really thick and plastic feeling. But this one is nice and soft, and I think we'll continue to use this company. But I like having my own heat transfer machine to kind of be in control of, the quantity being printed and the sizes, and not having a bunch of inventory being sat on. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. I hope you guys like it too. And thanks again for watching. And remember to stay humble and be grateful always. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.